welcome back to my channel. Today I have another baking demonstration. Everybody's been making quick breads lately, which I love, especially banana bread. I wanted to do something a little bit different, so today we are going to be making pear pecan muffins, which you could totally make into the loaf of bread as well, but we're gonna put that together. Okay, so to make our pear pecan bread or muffins, we need some basic ingredients that you'd probably find in most bread or muffin recipes. First thing we need is all-purpose flour. This is gonna be 2 cups of all-purpose flour. We're gonna go ahead and put that into our mixing bowl to start. Get all that flour in our bowl. Yes, I'm using my Jimmy Kimmel spatula once again. All right, next thing we need in this bowl is going to be a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So I put those in my little bowl here. And we are going to just whisk these together. So just in here, my dry ingredients, give that a nice whisk with your whisk. So give that a nice stir, right? And now we're gonna add in our liquid ingredients, or most of our liquid ingredients. We're gonna start with one that's not liquid, it's sugar, but we're gonna add that in at this time. And our sugar is going to be 1/2 cup of just regular white granulated sugar. Okay, so we're gonna put that right into our bowl. Okay, we're gonna add in melted butter. Now this is going to be 1/2 cup of melted butter, which is also 8 tablespoons, which is also 1 stick of butter. So all you have to do is put this in your microwave, melt it down, do it in increments if you need to, until it gets that melted texture that you're looking for. So we have our melted butter, right? Next thing we have is going to be our teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then we have our 1/3 cup of sour cream. So our sour cream is gonna go into our bowl here as well. I'm just gonna use my spatula because I'm gonna use it here in a second anyway. Get all of that out of the bowl. All right. Next thing we need is going to be 1/2 cup of buttermilk, right? So we have our buttermilk and our liquid measuring cup. I'm gonna pour that in as well. Use my spatula to get any remaining out of the measuring cup. Next thing we need is going to be 2 eggs, 2 large eggs. Dump those in our bowl as well. And the last thing we're going to need is going to be our pears. But we're gonna go ahead and mix this together first. So all of our ingredients get nicely incorporated. I'm just gonna break up those eggs a little bit so they will mix together. And I'm just gonna use my spatula to help me mix this together. So one of the big things about quick breads is you do not want to over mix your batter. So we're just going to mix this until it is incorporated. So you don't want to sit here all day mixing and mixing and mixing, because that actually can overdo the batter and you end up with really dry quick bread, loaf of bread or muffins, or you actually can end up with tunnels in the muffins or quick bread as well. So we don't want that. So we are just going to mix this until it's incorporated, until we have no longer any dry ingredients. This is why I love a rubber spatula, by the way. You can see I can just go right along the bowl, scraping the sides, scraping the bottom, and I don't leave anything behind. You know, a spoon doesn't really do that very well. That's why I do love, and most people know this about me, I do love a rubber spatula. So that is looking like it's nicely incorporated. I'm just checking for any further dry ingredients, but it looks pretty good. Right? And now we're gonna go ahead and mix in our pears. Now these are going to be 2 cups of pears that have been peeled and shredded, so grated. So I just put them right in my grater or onto my grater, grated them up, and for me it was about 4 small pears. So if you have larger pears, it might take 2, but I had little pears, so we're gonna add in 4 of those, and that just kind of gets folded in so that you have even distribution of the pear in the muffins or the bread. All right, So that is essentially all you have to do for your batter. Okay, so after you've made your batter, you're going to portion them into your prepared muffin tin or loaf pan. Either one, just make sure you spray it with your cooking spray. And I put liners in here as well because you're gonna see here in a second that we added a topping and I did not want that all over my muffin pan. So we are now going to add in one more little step here, and that is going to be our topping swirl, which is a combination of half a cup of brown sugar, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of allspice, and 1 cup of chopped pecans, or pecans, or any way you say it. So that is all I have here. You're taking a spoonful of your mix, again, that you've mixed together, put it on top of your muffins, or again, on top, put the whole thing on top of your bread, and then just take a knife and kind of swirl it around. Now, it's a little bit easier if you're doing that in a loaf pan, because then you can take the knife and kind of move it all the way through. But same idea here for the muffins. You're just gonna put that in there and you're going to swirl it around. Okay, they're out of the oven, 375 degrees, about 30 minutes. Oh my gosh, nice and golden brown. Really soft on the inside. It is a beautiful pear and pecan muffin.